Hello there, my name's Vinny Voodoo and I just reached the heady heights of 500 subscribers. Now, before I go on to thank all of those 500 subscribers, I'd like to say you will never hear, ever, in one of my videos, please subscribe to my video, nor will you hear, smash the like button or ring the bell. Piss off. If people want to subscribe, they know how to do it. They're not stupid. So for the 500 who have done so without any prompting, thank you so much. And also to the people who just watched my video without subscribing, I thank you too. But that isn't the purpose of this video. This video is about how I would make changes to Warzone to make it maybe not a better game, but certainly a different one. I did ask this question on Reddit and got 90 or 100 odd replies, of which about 99% of them were, we want an anti-cheat. Which wasn't quite the question I was asking, but I certainly understand why it was the answer, and I'm actually going to do a video on anti-cheat very soon. So without further ado, why don't we go to some of the changes that I've thought of that would make Warzone a better game. I'm going to go get myself a delicious beverage in a moment, and I want all 500 of you to have one with me. But before we do, let's talk about the first change I'd make, and that would be auto jump. Now, if you look at this clip here, you'll notice that I'm climbing over this vending machine, and then there's this wall that's in the way because it's slightly out of view. And in the heat of battle, when you're being shot at, you sometimes don't realize, hey, why aren't you moving forward? Because there's a piece of architecture in the environment that you could normally jump over, but you can't see it. And there is, in fact, an icon that it shows you every time you come to something you can jump over. It's right there, and I bet you've never noticed it before. That's it there. So why not have it automatically jump over? You know, as I'm going to this box here, I'm trying to get up it, auto jump. If you come out to the settings and go to the controller, you'll see there's lots of automatic things here. Auto move forward, auto sprint, put all the armor plates instead of one. What's the harm in having one more setting there that says auto jump? Plus, it would remove all of that annoying bits when you're trying to get over walls, when you're not quite sure if you can climb up a rock face and so on and so forth. Auto jump would take care of it. And the rule I would have with auto jump would be, if it's safe to jump over this, in other words, it's not a cliff, then automatically do it. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh boy, this is going to be a contentious one. I was thinking while I was playing this game is grounded in reality. And in reality, you can't open a parachute, cut it, open it again, cut it, and open it again, and so on. I understand that happens in other battle royales, but they're not really as grounded as this one. And so I thought, what if you only had 2 parachutes when you first get out of the helicopter or plane or whatever it is? And you have a primary, which is the one that you are allowed to land with. And let's say you mess that up and you miss the top of a building, you have a secondary. Now, you always have that secondary to begin with, but it's your last parachute. You can either pick one up or you can let it heal. I'm not sure how that would work. You know, it'd be a bit like picking up a plunder balloon or having some field upgrade that would heal. But funnily enough, I landed on top of this building and I looked over the edge and imagined what it'd be like if I couldn't just jump down randomly and unrealistically, and I started getting shot at. So I jumped off the building thinking, well, I've used my 2 parachutes to get here. I'm cowarding now. I'm jumping off, and I'll just hope on my, let's for example, I had a self-revive would work, and I hit the side of this wall and just died. I didn't even get a chance to get downed. So whoever was sniping me, well done. But yes, a parachute that is only used once. Again, with, say, an emergency parachute too, I think that would be awesome. You're stuck on a building and you have to fight. You shouldn't have got there in the first place. Maybe change your tactics. I don't know. What do you think? All right, let's move on. Okay, let's talk about a wingsuit. Now, I know that Battlefield 2042 has a wingsuit, as you can see in this pic here. Interestingly enough, I'm about to show a clip from Just Cause 3, and Just Cause 4 has a tornado in it, and so does Battlefield 2042 apparently. Wonder where they were getting their ideas from. But yes, much like a one-use parachute, I would imagine a wingsuit in Verdansk would be awesome. In fact, when I first started playing it, I honestly thought that when you got out the chopper, the plane it was originally, you had a wingsuit, but it was just a bit crap. But no, you're just kind of like slowly coasting, planing down the wind. Yeah, I would imagine it would work a bit like Dead Silence. You'd get, say, a minute of wingsuit use and then a minute to recharge. Now you're going to say, well, surely you need a parachute with a wingsuit to have it grounded in reality. And that's true. That's true. I mean, you do in Just Cause 3, which I'm showing here, and Just Cause 3 isn't in any way grounded in reality, so I don't really mind the unlimited parachute in that. In a game where you can strap a rocket to a goat's arse, it's not really grounded in reality. Although I guess you could do that in reality. Don't do that in reality. Yes, so a wingsuit would complement a single-use parachute, I think, brilliantly. And if rumour is to be believed that Vanguard will be set in the Pacific, presumably we're going to get a very wet map, which would maybe result in us being able to just crash into the sea. Anyway, yes, I thought a wingsuit, even though it's now going to be accused of copying Battlefield 2042, it would be still a great addition to Warzone. Now, this next one is so simple, I'm confused as to why it hasn't actually been implemented. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the operators having perks. Now, this can be done in a variety of ways, but let's go take a look at our operator here. I've currently selected Stitch. Now, I was thinking when I first saw Stitch, I thought, well, he's got a gas mask. He should have a permanent gas mask in Battle Royale, but that would obviously be a terrible idea. But maybe a gas mask that lasts 3 times longer than a gas mask before it starts cracking. But then, of course, you could maybe get a skin where he's not wearing the gas mask, and therefore it would ruin that. I don't know. You know, I was kind of thinking, you've got Jackal over here. You could have his permanent stat whereby he can't be headshotted well. It takes 3 headshots instead of 1 because of his big metal mask. Maybe, what's his name here? Naga could be have permanent dead silence on. Yeah, you know, we're getting somewhere with this. Don't forget, I'm just spitballing here. Young Wraith here could have a underwater breather. And that's what that is. Especially useful if Pacific Rim is indeed used in Vanguard. But then I thought, well, maybe it'd be better, since you can change them so they're not wearing their various attributes, just to have 2 or 3 perk slots where you could drop these things in, and the aforementioned parachute could be permanently added if you'd prefer that playstyle. See, the problem is at the moment is our little war dollies that we dress up in clothing is purely cosmetic. Why don't we have it so that it's a tactical style rather than a fashion style? I don't understand why this hasn't been implemented in some way, and I would imagine that Battlefield is going to do that. Let's see when that comes out, and if they do, then it would make sense that Activision would follow suit at some point. After all, we can change our guns to our heart's content. Why can't we add stats to our operators? It wouldn't be complicated, it wouldn't be difficult to implement, and it could be something that's as simple as just giving us 3 grenades instead of 2, or 2 grenades instead of 1. Just like the perks that you put onto a weapon. Anyway, what do you think? Right, next one. And finally for this list, which may be part 1 of many, I'd like to see a shooting range in Warzone. Now, I know what you're going to say, you Burke Vinny Voodoo, there is a shooting range in Warzone, it's under private match trials. In fact, there it is. Now, I'm not talking about a shooting range where you have to spend stupid tickets where I don't even think you get them anymore, and it's a challenge and there's a time limit and stuff. I'm talking about a shooting range where you can practice your gun, your loadout, change it on the fly, and actually test it out without having to go into Warzone. You see, the problem is, if you're a shitty player like I am, The only time I can test it out is actually going into, say, Battle Royale. I might see one guy and I'll die without taking a shot, and I haven't even had a chance to try it. Yes, it's because I'm crap. But let's be honest, 51% or more of us are crap at this game. We're not top players and we don't have all the time in the world to actually practice on it. So I'd like a way of practicing without actually going into battle. Somewhere where I can change my loadout on the fly without time limit or repercussions. So that's why I would like a shooting range. And so there we go. Just a few ideas, very whimsical ideas that I've had to add to Warzone. What do you think? Do you have any ideas of your own that you'd like to add, or you think it should happen? I know we all want an anti-cheat. I'm going to make a video about that soon. I had a few extra ideas, such as basic building blocks. Yeah, it's a bit Fortnite-y, but it may add something. Non-interactive NPCs, just to make the emptiness of a dance seem a bit more lively. Destructible buildings, again, that'd be Battlefield. One idea that I thought would work quite well would be a hardcore mode where you could injure your buddies. Certainly change the dynamic of lobbing a grenade into a room, I would imagine. Anyway, look, let me take this opportunity once again to thank the 508 current subscribers. I've actually gained 8 since I started making this video. Thanks so much. I do really genuinely appreciate it, and also appreciate any feedback, good or bad. As ever, my name's Vinny Voodoo, and thanks for watching.